Hello everybody and welcome to a review of the Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited by me, Ben Hall, for BritXbox.co.uk, and boy oh boy was that a mouthful. Now first of all, this game is an MMO, and being an MMO, there's a hell of a lot of stuff in this game and not enough time to talk about all of it in a 5-minute video review on a website. Now, I hope you guys have head over to BritXbox.co.uk, and if you're seeing this you're already there, and make sure you check out my early impressions post on this game that went up a couple of weeks ago prior to E3. With E3, I've obviously been busy and I've only had a chance to really delve back into this recently and play some more and see what's going on. This is a video that you're seeing here is 5 minutes of me running around crafting in one of the early starting zones of the game. I hope it's as exciting to watch as it was to do. Saying that though, and snark aside, the crafting and the sort of alchemy and the enchanting and all that side of things in Elder Scrolls Online is one of the most fleshed out aspects of the entire experience. You can spend tens of hours doing this and it can become profitable and it will tie into your guild and you can make that your entire experience if you wish, never really touching combat and just specialising in becoming like a merchant of sorts. And it's cool that you have the freedom to do that because frankly the combat in ESO is one of the most disappointing aspects. Now as you play through the game and more options open up, and it does open up, the trees open up and you get a lot of customizations for your character to the point where you rarely will see, if ever see, anybody quite like you in the world. You have a lot to do with the combat, but it's never that engaging, and in comparison to say Skyrim, which combat was far from perfect, it still feels like a slimmed down version, and for a game that is so much about the action side of things, it does feel like a letdown. But there are good things as well about ESO. The world is engaging, it's not terrible looking, and it makes you feel sort of interested in what's going on around you. The actual story is poor, not well constructed, and it drops off in places and leaves you without any real sort of compulsion to do anything in particular. But I guess that's ties into the nature of the MMO, where you are meant to explore things. Now, I admit in my first impressions post that was up a couple of weeks ago that I'm not a MMO player by nature. I've tried many and none of them have grabbed me, and I'll be honest with you, this one hasn't either. The lack of a strong single player and the lack of making it feel, of the nature of making you feel at the heart of what's going on really leaves me kind of bored by the single player sort of aspects of the game. And ESO does try to make you feel like you are important, but it never quite works when you've got 40-50 people around you jumping up and down like crazy idiots, and yet the dialogue is talking to you like you're the chosen one. Well, you know you're not, because there's all these other people around you. On top of that sort of problems, you have issues with technical side of things, and it's been terrible. I mean, when the game first came out and I was first playing it, there weren't as many problems, but within that week of launch, things became really bad with load times. I'm still getting bad load times, I'm still getting kicked back to the dashboard, but even more worryingly are aspects where characters don't populate properly in the world. So you have markers to go and talk to an NPC and get a quest, you can't see them, and if you can't see them, you can't interact with them. On top of that, enemies can be invisible, and they can still deal damage to you, even though you can't see them, and you can't hit them. So you can just go into an area, get mobbed, get killed, and you don't even know why. I've also had some weird glitches and posted a couple of screenshots where NPCs' character models are completely wrong. The model of, say, an Argonia is replaced with that of a cat or a dog, and you can't then talk to that NPC. So technical problems seem to be rife within ESO. One thing that is kind of interesting and opens up later on in the game after the incredibly tedious opening sections of the game, of which is about 12 to 15 hours of, you finally open up around level 10 the Alliance War, which is the PvP aspect of the game. Now that's massive, sort of strategic, sort of tactical combat, which we've never seen in an Elder Scrolls game before, with hundreds of player characters charging each other over wide open battlefields. On top of that, the world opens up quite a lot more once the game gets going, but it's an incredibly arduous slog to actually get to that, and I think many people will give up before they get there. There's none of the instant gratification that you would get from a normal Elder Scrolls game, and you can tell it's not made by the Bethesda proper. I'm running out of time on the video here, and there's still quite a lot to talk about. Please have a look at my written content on BritXbox, and well, finish watching this video of me walking about between the bank and the crafting places, putting things together. Mark never thought I'd do this, but yep, this has been 5 minutes of me crafting. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you get to BritXbox.co.uk for more content all the time. Bye for now.